With QuickBooks Money, you can manage all kinds of payments all in one place. Accept payments with credit, debit, Apple Pay, Venmo, or PayPal. Download the app today.
I got a new little method so I don't keep hopping on and off of live. Just like yesterday when I was playing videos from my playlist on YouTube, I'm gonna play videos from my playlist. I got a playlist for everything: workouts, quantum physics, breath work, breatharian, financial coaching.
Hi, I'm Kelsey Siddiqui, the CEO of the Financial Coach Academy and my financial coaching business, Physical Fitness Phoenix. My coaching journey began more than a decade ago with me helping people for
Because
free
if I
by
keep
getting
hopping off,
what was
I
once
ain't
a
never
home
gonna
business
get
of
to a
mine
point
turned into a
where
seven-figure company
of
that fulfills my mission.
stability.
My goal is simple:
That's what I
to
call
help
it, a
people
point of
learn and more
stability.
in love with financial coaching. I believe financial coaching is the most
The
rewarding
matrix
position
is
in
real
life.
sneaky.
You are
If
as
you keep
financially
hopping
stable
off
as you
live,
are
you'll
financially
never you only
successful.
have four people
If
here
you
and
want to
there.
commit to your
Yeah,
lifetime
it's
goals,
cool because you popping your head in and out, so you look like you famous when you're not famous yet.
me, Kelsey Dickey, your host. And I am so excited to bring you the very first episode of the Financial Coach Academy podcast. Today should absolutely be celebrated.
Let's talk
This
about it.
is a new beginning, and I am so excited to bring this to you. We're going to kick things off with the very first episode talking about what is a financial coach. I figured that was probably a pretty good place to start, right?
Right.
So, what is coaching? I think we should start there. Coaching is essentially helping a person to get more out of an area of their life than what they are able to do on their own. That's
Okay.
what coaching is.
I could go for
That
that.
means financial coaching is helping a person get more out of their money, get more out of themselves financially than what they could do without you. Pretty exciting, right?
Yes.
I know it when I think back to like when I first started financial coaching. So this was back in 2008 when I first launched my business. And what I thought financial coaching was is really not what financial coaching is. And I'm not sure if you can relate to this, but when I first started, I remember thinking that I would help people with budgeting and getting out of debt. And I sort of imagined the process would look like this. I would sit down with somebody, oftentimes at my dining room table, since that's where I started, and I would tell them something really intelligent about money, and I would teach them something, and then they would have this realization of just how smart and brilliant I am, and they would go and take action on that thing. In other words, I sort of thought that like once somebody knows better, they do better. And I quickly realized that most times in all areas of our life, and including money, change is oftentimes not that easy. So, hey, Money Got Family, it's your host. I'm ahead of the game. Hey, Money. I'm ahead of the.
I did not mean to do that. But what she was just saying was so beautiful. As far as like, man, I'm dealing with this right now. Like, yeah, like, we have this tendency as humans to simplify everything, to think that, oh, as soon as I learn a new step in life, I'm gonna just take the step. So I don't gotta stress, I don't gotta think about it. And that's what funny enough inadvertently causes all the stress in the world. Because then you start to realize like it funny enough, it is that easy. It really is that easy. That's why a coach could just simply go ahead and just go do it, whatever they talking about. Because nobody in their right mind would coach something they couldn't do in 1 day or 2 days or 5 days to a month or whatever. They wouldn't, because it's like when you're a professional, you could do it within a shorter span of time than the average person. But she's saying, as a coach, you're typically coaching the average person, and the average person is going to have a different time lapse on how they learn to do the trick that you're doing. So I feel what she's saying. I feel what she's saying. As a coach, you think that people could just do it.
I'm ahead of the game. Is that means financial financial coaching is helping a person get more out of their money, get more out of to this. But when I first started, I remember thinking that I would help people with budgeting and getting out of debt. And
Oh, I keep messing with y'all like that. I try to turn it up. My bad.
I sort of imagined the process would look like this. I would sit down with somebody, oftentimes at my dining room table, since that's where I started, and I would tell them something really intelligent about money, and I would teach them something. And then they would have this realization of just how smart and brilliant I am, and they would go and take action on that thing. In other words, I sort of thought that, like, once somebody knows better, they do better. And I quickly realized that most times in all areas of our life, and including money, change is oftentimes not that easy. So we're going to talk about the types of people financial coaches help, the types of things we do during meetings, the types of things we definitely shouldn't be doing. We're going to essentially be helping you to bridge the gap between the financial part of financial coaching and the coaching part of financial coaching. I love financial coaching because it is a beautiful mix of both technical, financial, mathematical calculations, and also behavior changes and habits and figuring out what makes a
Behavioral changes. Behavioral changes. When I hear behavioral changes, I hear that the universe, like I said earlier, already wants to work for us. But if you're not behaving a certain way, the connection is skewed.
person tick and how they can feel excited and motivated and just overall pumped about the things they're doing with their money and the way they're living their life. It's both technical and creative. It requires both right and left brain, and I find that to be a really fun way to make a living.
Mhm.
I always say that financial coaching is under the coaching umbrella of industries and professions. So if you've got the coaching umbrella, and then underneath that, you've got life coaching. And then underneath life coaching is actually financial coaching. It is not under the umbrella of investments or financial advising like a lot of people think.
Right.
I actually believe it's a form of coaching,
Right.
right?
Right.
A lot of what what we do is helping people to take action with their money. It's not just the education piece. In a future episode, we're going to be diving into the differences between financial literacy and financial coaching. And then in another episode, I'm going to explore the differences between financial advising and financial coaching. So we're going to cover this in a lot more detail.
I just had like a little thought in my mind, like I'm taking the why can't I approach in life, and I just relate to everything she said because when you're a lifestyle coach, lifestyle is means culture. That culture means everything: food, life, dating, money. It's the lifestyle. So you're a culture coach. Um, Money falls in there. Everything falls in there. The way you treat your family, the way you treat your friends. That it's the lifestyle you live. And what percentage of fun is it on turned up to? Uh, I'm in the right spot listening to her.
Really, financial coaching is under the umbrella of life coaching. The financial part of what we do is one small piece, and the coaching element is the majority of it.
That's good news because I believe a great coach could take somebody with $0 and take someone with $1 million and make them both accelerate.
If you think about a business coach or a life coach, many of them probably will talk with their clients about money periodically. The difference is that as financial coaches, we always get back to talking about money and essentially using money as a tool to live a client's best life, whatever that is, right? So we don't shy away from money conversations. We actually lean into it. But that doesn't mean that we always talk about money. I'm going to be sharing so many different real life examples of client conversations I've had over the last decade or more. And one of the things you'll realize is that as financial coaches, we coach the whole person on their money. We don't just coach on money. So this is one of those shifts I would love to invite financial coaches in general to make, which is that money is just the currency that you are using to help people plan their life. But we also have to first start with really figuring out what do they want to do with their life, those bigger conversations, the goals and that sort of thing. Those types of things are more important, and then we want to put your money behind those things. That's essentially what financial coaching is.
Okay, and money is resources. So a lot of people may think to themselves, I don't got a dime to my name. I don't got a red penny to my name. So yeah, so what she just said can only work if I have some ways of income. Let me type in the word income and show you how it connects to Mother Nature. Income means revenue, profit, salary, gain, profits, whatever. And so your ability to pull in money from places. At first when I first started this channel, I was talking about manifestation, and I still really do admire a lot of those coaches. I don't know where they went. They never pop up on my YouTube feed. I don't know where they at. But that's what this channel kind of started with, a lot of that. And as time went on, I started to just more so go into chosen ones. Um, videos, which chosen one as a chosen one, it's like that's spirituality, and it's like a connection to the most high. But those to me, manifestation and chosen ones are kind of in their own lane together. But I feel like it's all one. Like I said, it's, as far as being a lifestyle coach, which I started off before any of this wanting to be, uh it's all one big boiling pot of the same thing. Like I said, it's a culture. So it's like it all revolves around action, really. Action and focus and intent and purpose and drive, because the money's around. So if the money's around, going through everybody's fingers and hands, it's on you to figure out, okay, where I gotta stand under the tree, right? To catch the apple, where I gotta stand, where I gotta go. It's 24 hours in a day. What I gotta do, where I gotta move to, what city, what place, what town, what people, with that, and just getting the logistics right. Because it's a heart feeling. It's not really a thought because you don't know. But in my opinion, it's something you could become in tune with, knowing and feeling it out. Like, okay, bet I could tell that I'm in the right place. Then you can make a little bit of logistic notes, like, okay, I'm in the right place because this is working for me here. And why is this working for me here? Oh, because the people are more. And then you ask a little questions. Yo, I always been like this. Yeah, yeah, yeah. In Cleveland, we always been like this. That. Okay, so bet I know that Cleveland is this type of. You feel me? And so this is why people say don't burn your bridges, because if Cleveland is the hot spot, but I'm not cool with the people who is in Cleveland, it's trouble. That's bad for business. So we want to keep all those faucets running. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. So we tend to create a plan along with the habits and the behaviors that help a person achieve a desired financial outcome. That is what financial coaching is. It's not just sort of teaching.
I always wait for the part where they say you got to start off with a job or 9 to 5, because I'm under the impression that's what all coaches assume or started from.
Somebody.
But I want to meet the financial coaches that went from $0 to overnight money? Where they at?
Concept or telling them what to do. And
No, I don't want the easy way out because I'm not taking the easy way out. But I do want to see the magic in this.
it's actually helping them to do something about the knowledge that you just shared with them. At the heart of it,
And I might get a job.
we help people with their money, and it can get really complex or it can stay fairly simple. There's a lot of different.
It could get fairly complex or really simple. So the diversity. So you know that there's differences amongst the people in society. Some will get money easier than others. And it's not that it's not easy. You hear the trick in that. It's not that it's not easy. It's just that some people, it will stay simpler for them. They will have more of a smoothality to their abilities, and some people will have to go through a couple bumps and shenanigans, and then they, oh, okay, I got that money. Okay, now I can make this move. Now I can make, and it starts to make sense.
Niches you could choose as a financial coach. There's different parts of money that we can focus on. There's different types of clients you could serve. Your style of coaching may be very different than another financial coach, and that is all really cool. It's one of the reasons I love financial coaching. At the end of the day, we all help people do better things and feel better and feel more confident.
What's up to my one
with
viewer?
one area of their life, and that's specifically.
We talking about this money. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully you are a financial lover because we're going into finances. We're digging deep and we're figuring it out because I started off as a life. Oh, it's Pretty Natalie. What's going on with you? Pretty Natalie, what do you know about this money out here? We talking about this money out here. I started off as a lifestyle coach. I was talking about how, you know, my financial game got messed up. You know what I'm saying? But I got two checks right here. You got to make it. What do you mean by that? You got to make it. Does that mean go get a 9 to 5, or does that mean however you, how what they say, get it how you gotta live? Get out the that bed, go to the bread. Yeah, that's a fact. You gotta make money. Yeah, but like let's get into detail. Let's get into the nooks and the crannies of this because for me personally, I know a couple people who I watch on YouTube who are into crypto and into like these things and stuff. And like for me, I was pretty basic the whole time. You know, like I went to school, played basketball, then I, served a little, you feel me? And then, but that was like younger days. I was just trying to buy Chinese food and pizza for me and my girlfriend type deal. Then comes the okay, the streets is kind of this way. I don't know if I really rock with this too much. You feel me? It's fun, but it's also just crazy. So like at the same time, it's like okay, bet let me figure out. And so I get a job at Kohl's or I get a job at Shoprite or I had these little jobs. You know what I'm saying? And I always felt like because I was talking to my boy No Screens yesterday, and No Screens was like he feel like he don't like to rely on nobody. He feel like he got to get his own money. And I just feel like with me, if I'm speeding up to the present day, my mom was always kind of helping me get these jobs in a funny in a weird way. I was like I feel like I got half of them on my own, and she got half of them, like or helped me get half of them, and like it kind of like I don't know, cause I never had a real drive to get money. Shout out to the viewer number two. Make yourself known, please, cause your name don't pop up when you come in here. But you see how YouTube is money. This is like I don't know. I got like categories that I place money in. Yeah, the one from yesterday was so long. It just uploaded. I think. Yeah, it just uploaded like earlier today. But money is a funny thing. A lot of people in societies, money is funny. You know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to be that guy. Uh, I understand how quick it can, like I seen it. Like I lived in, shout out to viewer number 3. Please make yourself known because they're not showing the names. But yeah, I don't went to North Carolina. Lived in Charlotte, nice house. I had roommates, but it was a nice house. Um, Making a certain amount every month, but then having to pay this rent. And it was pretty good. You know what I'm saying? It was pretty good. It was pretty good. And uh I'm at a point where I know I need coaching because I could do it on my own. You know, I got intuition. I know how to get a job. I know how to do the basics. Da, 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 da. But man, I understand and I respect coaches. I know how you got your thingy from YouTube. Uh, what you mean? What thingy? What thingy? The plaque? No, I'm just playing. What thingy? You so close to? Yeah, I'm trying to really just edge up. Like I'm trying to ease up to. No, I ain't get the plaque yet. I don't know. I don't even know when people be getting that. I know it's gonna probably be a little while. I think it is like 100K. I don't know. Yeah, you know that like one thing about YouTube is like I figured out. Well, if they send it, I'm taking it. I'm on the move. I'm on the move right now. Really trying to get my own apartment and stuff like that right now. So I'm a nomad though. So nomad means to live. Okay, I got a whole way that I want to live my life, and it's just not just. I don't mind getting an apartment, but I got an idea for to make businesses. To make I got business. I got a. This is what makes me so mad about money. Like I got a business mind. I got a bunch of ideas that I locked away already. All I needed to do was to get my YouTube channel up because I need the exposure. But uh yeah, once you get exposure, it's like, okay, people want to know things. That's all YouTube is. Before we hopped on YouTube, like I was just watching videos of other YouTubers and the videos that was really popping was the ones of people who was teaching me something. So I was like, oh, how do you fix this cord in the back of this TV? Or how do you get a girl? Or how do you work out without no equipment? Or you know, the how-to videos was the ones. Yes. That's what I'm saying. I'm only peeling from real stuff. I'm only peeling from the real because like I really got 2 checks right here. Like these 2 checks I have for months. Like and I didn't even cash them because I lost my ID. Like when I got back from North Carolina, like my ID, I got out the car one day at like the dollar store to go pick up this little ball because I got like a miniature. I threw it in the trash, but I had a miniature basketball court that I would hang up on my closet. And I got out the car, went into the place, got the little basketball thing or whatever, and I think I laid my ID down when I went through the thing to get the or I had or maybe it fell out my pocket when I got out the car. But either way, it was like a goose egg hunt. You know what I'm saying? Wild goose hunt finding that junk. It was impossible. And I just was end up telling my mom, like, man, forget it, man. Like, so when I said forget it, my biggest kryptonite or dilemma or thing has been for months was that just first of all, I didn't get these 2 checks. So I was broke, 100% broke. I was trying to get jobs, and it seemed like life was just moving in a against me type of way for a while. I can't even fathom with the human brain how that was going like that. But I was just sticking it out. Okay, cool. I'm just gonna relax. I'm gonna sit back. Not gonna fight it. I'm gonna just chill. I'm gonna figure it out. But I knew I wanted to do YouTube since I was down south, even before that. But I just never knew the topics, like you said. Like, so consistency was a straight up menace because if you don't know direction, if you don't got direction, it's psychologically uh another goose egg hunt. You know what I'm saying? So it's like goose egg hunt after goose egg hunt. And when your whole life is goose egg hunts, what do you do? What do you do when everything that you want and you don't even have a vision? I didn't have a vision, first of all. I think that's the biggest thing. That's why today I can just go live and not care because it's like, okay, cool. Like I'm just gonna either way go. I'm focused because this is what's going on in my life right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, and these are the important things that's going on today. Because tomorrow it'll be something else. But then it might be a different life. And I figured out like the YouTubers I was watching, the YouTubers that I was watching that was dope. I don't know who this is. Who is this? They might be waving upstairs. I don't know. I can't tell. I don't know. Nah, but oh nah, they probably waved to me too. I don't know. I don't know. But psychologically, psychologically, when you don't got a lot of money, people gonna use you. And you would think when you have a lot of money, people are gonna use you. But it's not like that. It's like vultures out here in the world. It's like, hey, if this person don't got no money, I could probably make them like a what you call it, like a some form of a butler. Like I could like give them rides, but then they can like people always thinking of how they can use people, and it's cool. I'm not mad at it, but it's like you would think people always act like they're helping you. They don't be helping you. So that forces people to be super or hyper independent once they finally realize that. Like, okay, I gotta really just zone in. I gotta really zone in. And that's what I'm saying. Like, for me, I started off on YouTube working out. And this is probably 4, 5 years, 6 years ago, working out. So I had a channel just working out. I had a gym in my house, and I'll just go to the gym, work out. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna see what this YouTube stuff do. I don't really know too much. I was watching. You probably know DDG. I was watching DDG at the time. I was like watching a couple of them, I'm like, okay, this is thorough. Like this YouTube stuff, kind of thorough. Like, you know what I'm saying? And my life's just been weird, bro, for a while because I never kept an eye on it. Like I lived a wild life. Like my life has always been a little bit ahead of me because of certain things. Like I never really just could like, when I was younger, we just be partying and stuff. Well, we were about the same age, so like parties and stuff, parties and just everything was a certain way. And so, like I said this to No Screens yesterday. I don't mean to say white man, but white man put us all on a certain path. So he gave us, okay, if you do this school stuff, you do this, you figure this out, at least in this box we put y'all in, whether it's science, math, whatever, you're gonna be able to make a move, a chess move from there. You may be able to become the next lawyer or this or that. I can't speak for everybody, but we all didn't graduate. We all didn't uh, uh, go to college, and we all didn't finish college. So on that, mountain between high school and college is where everybody's gonna see. We're gonna see who's who. When it comes to the system, where you gonna fall? Do you know what you want to do? I know you're only 18, 17, but do you even know what you really want to be? Like for me, I love science. This is why I know how to make this is how I know how to make my YouTube videos now. And I said this in the video I made earlier about the working out. No, I'm saying by 18, that's like the graduate from high school point. You know what I'm saying? That's like the graduate 18, 17, 16, around there. There's like the graduate from high school going off to college. And everybody don't have a smooth takeoff. So they put you in these alternative schools. No. I know you. I know your age. I know your age. But I'm just saying, like, 99% of the problems I be seeing out here in the world be financial. That's why I'm making this video right now. Cause I refuse to let another even day go by. Cause I'm gonna go live again later if I can. You know what I'm saying? But I refuse to let another day go by where I'm not driving towards financial success. I don't buy into that financial freedom stuff because most people don't even care about that. Most people just want to have their own apartment, their own car, their own city that they like to live in. You know what I'm saying? When I was down south, it was lit. I moved back to Charlotte. It was lit because the environment was just clean. It felt clean, a lot of space. Nobody gonna be in your business. It's too much space. And then it's like the apartments I was living in was nice. It was lit. It was lit. The mall was right down the street. I ain't even never go downtown. Whole time I was down there, I ain't even hit downtown. I know it's lit though. But every city got something to offer, some type of value. Nah, not today, not today. I this video right here is supposed to be strictly about financial. Like we gotta we gotta trim. That's another thing about YouTube. Like uh you gotta be tactical. So it's like, yeah, you wanna be exposed, hyper exposed, right? You want people to be have access to you, but you also want to trim it. Like sometimes, like okay, bet, like let me go ahead and you know how it go. You got to be slick famous, but then you got to be slick not famous too. Like people think it's one or the other, but I found it out. Like okay, the reason why I was watching DDG so much is because I felt like he wasn't really he was a regular person doing YouTube but doing good. No, that's what I'm like. Oh, I could watch bro every day. You know what I'm saying? I could watch him every day. I'll order some food. All right, what my boy DDG doing? Cause he the type of person. Hold on, let me close this door real quick. He was the type of person. Cause I remember this time era in my life. I first started watching, bro. He's the type of person to be madly in love with a girl that didn't want him, and be making skits, not skits, but like making like vlogs, like entertaining ass segments, entertaining ass segments about how he want this girl, and then like he was just a genius. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I still watch a lot of vloggers. Like, I don't even make the type of content that the people I watch make, but I watch everybody. But it's just I don't the people like the real um cinematic. Like I'm watching Phil Kofer right now. Phil Kofer is A great YouTuber to watch. I watch all the, DDG still, Deshay, uh, all them hyper successful YouTubers now. I was watching, I was watching, I was watching Queen and Claire. I was watching Queen and Chris and Perfect Laughs and all them back then. Trey and Armand, watching all them, bro. And I still do. When I catch it, it's different now because the stuff I've been through in life, I just can't be just watching. You know what I'm saying? But when I catch it, I'm watching it. Because I like to watch. Yeah, Queen is she lit for sure. She is lit. I, yeah, I was watching them. Like I remember because remember I told you I was out there, a little bit parties and doing this and doing that. And so my whole scenery was different before that. So even when I started going on like streaming and talking to girls online, some of my friends was looking at me funny, like, bro, this ain't even the like. It's not even the fact that because we used to play basketball and so my life was like slick different. Like, but before I even had those friends, my life was slick different before that. So it'd be like I was telling those screens yesterday, like my life, because my mom would move around a lot when we were young, so different houses, and so I'd be into wrestling one era, trampolines this era, the Heelys skating shoes this era. You know what I'm saying? Just different eras, like things changing because life's supposed to change, but so by the time I ran into my core friend group, I feel like they really was like, "Yo, bro, look cool and he different." Like he really different. When I met my bros, I was doing backflips and stuff like that. They like, bro, doing backflips, crazy. But they also know I know how to, get them women and stuff like that. But as we got older, like I said, life becomes more dog eat dog. Life becomes more survival of the fittest, and I'm cool with that. It's just you have to make a transition quick, like you know what I'm saying. Otherwise, it's like you don't catch on to that ledge. You got to swim or sink, and that's why this video is coming up because I'm like, bro, because money is funny. Like it's always running. It run through your fingers like water. It's always you gotta catch it. You gotta be that guy. Like you gotta lock it down. You gotta cuff it. You gotta wife it. Otherwise, it's not gonna mess with you. You know what I'm saying? It might mess with you, but it's gonna tease you. It's not gonna really stick with you. So money is one of those things, and I'm tired of fake having it. I'm tired of like getting a job and then getting fired or getting a job and wanting to get fired. Like I'm tired of, that's too much. Like and people be stressed out by the time they hit 30, 35, 40 because these jobs. I don't even think relationship game hit that hard because if you got the bag, nah, relationships do hit hard though. But if I got the bag, I don't care. I'm at the point I just don't care. Give me 10 million. Give me a million. Give me a certain amount. I'm just gonna be vibing. That's it. I'm just gonna be vibing. I'm gonna flip some of that, flip a lot of that, turn it into more money. And I'm the type of person I give money away. I don't even care. I give money away. I just gotta be good. I'm give money away. I don't care. But you can't do nothing that you don't chase if you don't learn it. I'm pursuing this financial game right now because we live in the matrix.
Around money, and then that translates into every other area of their life. Think of any goal a person has in life, any goal at all, and it doesn't have to do anything with money on the surface. It could be something like losing weight or walking more or disconnect.
My goal is to straighten up my back. If you watch my video early, Pretty Nat, I had to straighten up my back. And right now I'm hunching and I still got my I still got my I still got my back brace on. I still got my back brace on. I made a video earlier. And I also made a video on the tape. Same video, but the tape and the back brace. But right now I'm hunching a little bit. It's not really on the way I need to. Yeah, nah, just that video was long and just drawn out, but it was just a workout doing a couple jumping jacks. It ain't nothing serious, but what it was I wanted to not only show, but actually feel and be in the back brace. So I went for a walk in the back brace. And I noticed like this back brace works, especially when I'm standing up. Like when I'm standing up, it's good for me because it keep my shoulders back, which is very important. But down here in my lower back, from like here, my lower back, it's still I got a tendency to want to just rest like that because that's my natural way I've been for so long. But I want something that's gonna really just force this like this. And I don't think that I mean I'm gonna have to find either a different back brace or just a method that can fix that because I'm not okay with the BS. But yeah.
From your phone earlier in the day, right? It could be
Yeah, but
traveling more.
my goal, she said, what's a goal that you got? You could say not a goal that you got too, but she's saying name a goal that don't got nothing to do with money. My goal is to straighten up my back. That's all. I got other goals, but this is the one that I feel like is right now more something that I'm into right now.
Any goal a person has in life, any goal at all, and it doesn't have to do anything with money on the surface. It could be something like
Okay.
losing weight or walking more or disconnecting from your phone earlier in the day, right? It could be traveling more. Think about any goal maybe you've had in your life, but think about any goal you've talked with friends or family members about as well. Chances are having a plan with
I just talked to my mom about cashing these checks. I talked to my mom. I said, "You still want to cash these checks?" Because I don't got my ID. I gotta go get a new ID. So my goals is all, but that's financial. She said not financial.
your money would make achieving that goal happen faster, right? And that's really the epitome of finance. But think about any goal you've talked with friends or family members about as well. Chances are having a plan with your money would make achieving that goal happen faster, right? And that's really the epitome of financial coaching is like, let's take any goal you have in life and let's make sure your money is in alignment with making that happen for yourself. Let's actually.
Okay, I see where she's going with that. And so what I would add with my 2 cents is you gotta have some money. You gotta have it take money to make money. And that's an obvious to me right now. It's an obvious thing. I've seen on my path, and I talk about manifestation too, um, and all that good stuff. But I found that certain moments, and I talk about shadow work and journaling. So I found certain moments I'll be doing some journaling or whatever. I'll be cleansing up some of my spiritual financial debt or whatever you want to call it, or how I feel about money. I'll be journaling about it, like, oh, when I was younger, this happened, and this is probably why I feel this way about money. And so I'll be, dipping into that. And then my mom's cousin will come randomly into the house. I'll come out the room and talk, and then she'll ask me, "Are you good? You need anything?" Da, 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 da. Nah, I'm straight. I'm straight. Then she'll look at me. You sure? Nah, I don't. I, I'll change the topic because I really don't want to take nobody money. Like I change the topic, and then I'll bring you to the store if you want to go to the store. Da da da. Nah, nah, nah. I'm good. I'm good. Well, I just give you a couple dollars and then da da da. Dang, like I can't run away from this money right now. Or when I first got into manifestation, uh, and it's certain manifestation coaches out here. I would listen to what they saying, and then next thing I know, this check was in the mail. Remember, I told you when I first came down here, I was dirt broke, no money. I didn't get this till after I started watching a meditation coach. I was broke. I didn't know where my next dollar was gonna come from. I watched that for a little while. It then this check came. This check says $500. Okay, maybe it's a coincidence, but I know what I was doing. I know I was um, watching manifestation coaches, right? So then a couple of weeks go by. I ain't gonna see no more money. You know, how would it how where it's gonna come from? This is my job I had, so that was an excuse, right? That was an excuse because this is a job I had down south, and I don't feel like I got the last check that I worked for. So, but this isn't even that. No, this is that. This is that. This is that. This is that. But still, it still didn't come until I did that manifestation stuff. So where was it the whole time? That's what I'm trying to say. Was stuck in the system or something? Stuck in some machine or people like you know what I'm saying? Because they been should have sent it. I've been here for a year. I've been back for years, right? Then this check came out of nowhere after a little bit more of manifestation stuff, and I ain't know where the heck they talking about some car that I had, some random car that I had probably 3 years ago, like right after the pandemic, 4 years ago. Motor vehicle service notice. $200. So around this time, my mom keep bugging me. Cash those checks you got. Cash those checks you got. Mom, nah, I don't feel like it. I don't want to. And I don't got my ID. So I don't even I'm chilling. I don't want to cash none of this. F this money. That's how I'm feeling. I don't care about it. I want to do YouTube. I'm gonna push this YouTube stuff as hard as I can. Because that's really ultimately what I want to do. I really don't even care about money. So that left me with a blank canvas and no a blank slate and just have to push. That mean I had to get rid of the fear of making ugly or bad or stupid videos because what do I got to lose? Right? What do I got to lose at that point? And so I just started pushing and figuring out what I felt comfortable with? What's my standard? I know that it may not be other people, it may not be nobody's, but and so I figured out like the blank canvas is the answer. Because there's no right or wrong answer. When you talk about creativity, who's right and who's wrong? We're just creating something. We're just creating something. And so a lot of times Satan will tell you that what you're doing is odd, wrong, or weird, bizarre, funny, da 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 da. And it's this is why shadow work has helped me a lot. This is why shadow work has helped me a lot because it helped me to be able to see that I am the one who has to make the decisions. Period. So shadow work helps with dominance, direction, all the D's: dedication, determination, dictatorship, uh, destiny, uh, like I said, dominance. Because you need direction. Once you have direction, it don't really matter. It don't really matter. Nothing after that matters. Because the direction set the tone for the rest of the whatever it is. Like it doesn't matter. So I just went on a tangent, but I'm going to read what she said. That's always though. I keep my hair done 24/7. Okay, okay. Now I see. I see. You're always over there looking good. I see. I know. I know what's going on.
Create that life you want to live. And again, it's not just financial goals. Starting a family, if you have a plan in place with your money, if you feel confident and secure and stable and excited about the way you manage your money, starting a family is going to be a lot easier.
Oh yeah. So you don't have no money. You don't have no money. So you got to start with something. Just like what you said about YouTube earlier, it's hard to come up with topics. But once you got one that you say, okay, well, on my baddest of baddest days, I can run here. It's called shelter. I can run here. When it rains and pours, I can go here. So on my day where I don't feel like I look good, I don't feel like I feel good, I feel like it's raining outside, I feel stupid, I feel like my channel is stuck at a certain number of subscribers. Oh well, I can still talk about how I feel. I could talk about what's going on in my like right around me. That's just being resourceful. That's just being resourceful. So the beautiful thing about that is from resourcefulness, I don't even got to talk about the thing that I found resourceful because all that did was break me away from the fact that, oh, wait, hold on. You care what people think. You care that you feel like you look bad today. You care that the rain, you think because it's raining, you know, shadow work has helped me to address all my subconscious beliefs. Oh, you care what people think. You a man. How do you care what people think more than a woman? When women be caring what people think, that's a woman trait, but not even all women feel like that. But they stand in front of the mirror. Men don't do that unless we get a haircut or something. But that's probably came from you growing up under your mom, like you know what I'm saying. So I'm talking to myself like that. Those type of um, moments help me to break out of that. Help me to break out of that. So I wouldn't even have as many videos uploaded if I didn't address those things when like because I can't. They're subconscious, so you can't see them. When it's happening, you can't feel it. You can't see it. You can't feel it. You don't know that that's even what's communicating deep down within, like something deep down within saying, "Don't do it, bro." Tap you on your shoulder. Don't do it, bro. She gonna reject you, bro. Don't. You might even be saying the most dopest thing in your life, but don't say it because what if she don't like it, bro? Don't post that video because you know what I'm saying. It's like that. So shadow work is literally the ability to put on night vision goggles and see what's at work within your shadow? Who's talking to you? Is it even a good spirit? Is it a spirit? Like, what's in there? What's going on? And you go in there with your tweezers. Oh, I've probably been saying this to myself for a while now. Let me get rid of that. Whole time, bro, you being held back from your confidence. That's what's happening. That's what's going on. Because your environment literally, in a very sly way, has the ability to pick on you. So nobody don't gotta come up to you and tell you, hey, you're ugly or you're fat or you're nobody gotta do that no more. Like when we was kids. They don't gotta break you like that no more because you never addressed people doing that in the first place. People telling you, oh, this and that. Like I don't lived with my sister. I don't lived with my mom and stuff. And I honestly feel like my outlook on money has been bad ever since. Because my outlook on money is their outlook. Because I used to just be quiet as a son and just sit there, and they used to deal with the money stuff when I was younger. And then when I used to do a little bit of, you know, selling whatever, you know, out there we getting robbed, or you either getting robbed or robbing. Like people be robbing. So imagine what that do to your subconscious. It makes you look at money as subconsciously. Remember, it's a difference between conscious, because consciously I still think I look at money regular. It's money. Like what are you talking about, right? But deep down within, the stories connected to what the things you've been through. So you might even start associating money with evil, like people told you. So that's going on in your subconscious. Oh, someone did tell me money was the root of all evil, and then someone tried to rob me. So now I'm putting two and two together, and it's making a collaborated subconscious truth. Because the secret is that what you think ain't the truth. Our thoughts could be lies or not, and life still go on perfectly fine. Our subconscious is the thing. So when they could tell you how to feel, then it's a wrap. It's a wrap. You could tell me how to think, and I could still just move regular. But you tell me how to feel, it's a different story. It's a different story. So I'm always doing shadow work. I feel like I do that every day, or journaling, or whatever you want to call it. But it's just putting words on a canvas or paper, expressing what I'm feeling and thinking, right? Because typically when we're just in our head, we just know what we thinking, or we just know what we feeling. It's one or the other. But when you put the two together, it's like you're whole. You're whole. And when you're whole, you're taking on the whole gust of the situation, and you're conceiving it better. Oh man, I ain't never look at it like that. And then, but when you see it finally the way that God intended for you to see it, you know it the way God intended for you to know it. Seeing is believing. You can't trust your own two eyes in this lifetime. They lie. Your eyes is lies. Your eyes is lies. We'll be in deep, deep, deep trouble if we couldn't do shadow work, because shadow work helps you to swim to the surface, to look back in the water again and say, oh, it was a shark behind me. Oh, I ain't see that little fin hanging up out the thing. I ain't see it.
Like a lot less stress, right? We tell our clients when they want to start a family, and that's a big element of their goals in life. There's so many things to figure out. There's so many things to worry about and stress about and try to coordinate around starting a family. that feels very scary and very unknown, we don't need the financial part of it to be added to that, right? Like we can actually put some plans in place so that you feel like the money part of it is easy, so that you can focus your attention on all the other important elements of starting a family. Buying a house, launching a business, freeing up some of your time, right? Like oftentimes we can use money not just for things or possessions, but also to save us time and solve problems in our life and hire people to help us do things, right? Those are all really important elements. And if any of those goals are something that you've had, then chances are having a plan in place with your money is going to help. I think financial coaching is amazing because we get to work with driven, ambitious problem solvers, people who are looking to make their life better and to make things easier for themselves and want to show up for themselves differently than what maybe they have in the past. And so chances are what we get to experience as financial coaches is that we get to be a part of that journey. We get to witness it. We get to be their guide. We get to help them sort of achieve whatever it is that they want to achieve. It's just such a beautiful role that we get to play. I think about most days and weeks that I experience, and I help people reach their goals and then celebrate those goals. I mean, who gets to say that, right? Like that's really what we get to do, and we get to be right along that journey with them. So whereas financial literacy is knowledge of financial concepts, financial coaching is the applied knowledge of those financial concepts. Financial coaches, we're going to focus on the behaviors and the mindset and actually doing something about what you know, right? It's really important to realize that while both things are important, financial literacy and financial coaching are both needed along with financial advising and a number of other things. They're not the same thing, okay? We're going to dive into this in more detail, like I said, in a future episode. But financial literacy is knowing what to do. Financial coaching is knowing what to do and then feeling inspired and committed to do a number of other things. They're not the same thing, okay? We're going to dive into this in more detail, like I said, in a future episode. But financial literacy is knowing what to do. Financial coaching is knowing what to do. And then feeling inspired and committed to do something about it. Financial coaching is helping a person to achieve episode. But financial literacy is knowing what to do. Financial coaching is knowing what to do and then feeling inspired and committed to do something about it. Financial coaching is helping a person to achieve more financially than they could achieve on their own. So I like to end every episode with a reflection question for you. I'm going to give you something to ponder, some things to simply consider. You can reflect on this question. You can talk it out with a friend or a family member, or maybe you prefer to journal out the answer to this question. Either way, the purpose is to deepen your awareness and to help you gain clarity on the episode topic that we're discussing. I would love to invite you to share your thoughts on the questions that I ask you. If you are watching this on YouTube, please just leave us a comment with your thoughts on the reflection question. If you're listening to our podcast, please take a screenshot of however you are listening to this and tag us on Instagram, Financial Coach Academy. Tag us and let us know what your thoughts are. The whole purpose of this podcast is to both educate, but also to coach you. We want to honor the coaching side of what we do. We want to get you thinking. We want to get you reflecting. We really want to make sure that we are helping you think differently about financial coaching. So here is your question for the end of this episode. I want you to think back on your life, particularly an area where you've made changes or improvements, you've experienced growth. Maybe it was in your career or possibly a weight loss journey. Maybe you got in shape. Perhaps you've made changes with your own money. Maybe it was your marriage. I want you to reflect on those changes you made and try to identify when you were learning a particular concept and when you were actually applying what you were learning and making changes. Can you see that you likely did both in order to improve that area of your life? Where would you be today if you stayed in learning mode and never took action on what you were learning? Can you see that you likely did both in order to improve that area of your life? Where would you be today if you stayed in learning mode and never took action on what you were learning? Can you identify what?
All right, so I was thinking about basketball, and if I stayed in learning mode and I never took action, um, I would have just been somebody who was a watcher. I would have just been somebody who was a looker. I would have been hanging on the edge, and I would have never known how it felt to be in tune with uh, the thing. Like I would never knew how it was to be in tune with it. Um,
You learned from actually doing something and taking action.
what I learned was that when you do stuff, it never really the skill never really manifests. The skill never really manifests when you wanted to, but rather when it's going to. This is funny because this is how YouTube is too. This is how YouTube is. It's almost scary to me because it shows you how much you don't dictate life at all. But it shows us scarier because it shows how much something in our heart wants us to dictate life. But it shows you how little of an ant you are to something much bigger. Like when I was playing basketball, it was literally like one day when I first noticed that, hey, you've actually got skill. And my coach was like, he'll always at the end of practice be like, he'll throw the ball to somebody on the sideline out of the whole team, throw the ball to him. All right, shoot two free throws. Each time you miss a free throw, the whole team got to run a suicide. So you put a lot of pressure in, inadvertently or subconsciously. Whenever the coach passed the ball to somebody, we thinking in our head, he must really think or trust that this person can make the shots, or it was like favoritism almost. Like, why would he throw the ball to him? Why he ain't throw it to me? So when he'll go like to the end of practice, when it'll come to the end of practice, we'll all be like, "Yo, let me shoot." And I remember he was like, "Who want to shoot these two free throws?" And I was like, "Let me shoot." And he was like, he used to call me Kill. I don't know, like Kill. I don't know, but he'd be like, "Nah, Kill." Now he said it this day, "Nah, Kill, you can't shoot. You've been hot all day." And that little compliment was so it intruded my like protection screen, like your BS screen, like people saying BS. And because he was my coach, I looked up to him like a father figure. And when he said that, it kind of just was like, he really think I got the strap. Like he really think I could shoot. Like he really think, because in practice he made me think and reflect on how much I was doing good. Cause I already felt like I was doing good that day, but it was like I don't really, I'm one of them nonchalant guys, and when I'm doing good, I'm still not about to say it or care about doing good, because you're supposed to do good, and that's how you get better. That was my attitude. And so when he was like, "We can't let you shoot. You've been basically scoring all day. So if I put you on the free throw line, we're gonna leave practice. I want somebody who might miss." And so that just got to me like, okay, he knows. You know what I'm saying? Like he knows. But there's little other moments in sport of basketball where I know, because I played a little bit of a little career, so I know like certain people was really good. I played against, I did good stuff, and I knew like, yo, you good job to myself. And so, like I was saying, it is crazy because it's showing me that with money right now, as we go into the skill of finances, and what I had wrote, I said, where would you be if you stayed in learning mode and never took action? I would be a watcher, a looker, and hanging on the edge, and would never knew or known how it felt to be in tune with the thing, whatever that skill is. What I learned was that when you do stuff, it never really manifests when you want it to, but rather when it's going to. That's kind of deep, because it's like how I said, like it's training you to let go of like this physical world. Yes, I might have put out from this physical world what I wanted, and I might have even exerted myself. I might have even put it all on the line. I might have sweat, blood, and tears, whatever. But at the end of the day, it's gonna that's gonna be how it's gonna be when it be how it's be how when it be how it is. And that's gonna be beautiful, because that is what it is. So money is what it is. If I'm saying, "Oh, I want money, I want money, I want money," like this day when I got this check, I couldn't say like, "Oh," like I could never predict the day. All happened was my mom said, "Oh, you got something in the mail," or she might not even say that. She might just slide it under my door. I look at it. So at that point, I gotta say to myself, okay, either I'm pretty okay at this manifestation stuff, or maybe I'm not. Maybe I suck at it, but I just did it. I just got something out of it. But the fact that I tried it, you know what I'm saying? Because when you talk about the spiritual world and then you talk about skill, it's like I only know skill as far as physical world as a man. I only know skill as far as math, English, gym, basketball, talking to girls. That's all in my face. That's all stuff that we all know, as guys, that we just be doing. But when it comes to like, okay, let's make money come to the front door, it's like You got to be a little different to make that happen, right? You got to be a little tapped in to make that happen. But really, it's like, okay, it's not really even weird. It's just something that you're not used to. So when things happen, you can't get excited. Oh man, I got some money. I got some money. You can't do it because, in my opinion, from my experience, that kind of kills the thing. It kills it because you're not supposed to put emotion. You're not supposed to be happy that you did something that you could do again. You're supposed to be happy when you did something that being happy shows that to the universe that hey, this person don't trust that I got their back. So yeah, I helped you that, but that might be that last time I helped you because you don't really trust the way I need you to trust for it to keep happening. So yeah, that's how I feel about all that.
Oftentimes we tend to think that we learn and then we do, but doing is actually a form of learning. And as coaches,
Hmm.
you identify what you learned from actually doing something and taking action. Oftentimes we tend to think that we learn and then we do.
When I was learning how to talk to women, I was taking that skill real serious. And that's true. We often think that we learn, and then sometimes we do learn before we go do it.
But doing is actually a form of learning.
Yeah, it's a form of it because when you're doing the thing that you learned when nobody was around, you might have learned it. But now you place that person in the game, and while they're in the game, they're seeing things in the matrix that is only conceivable flying past their face, only conceivable to somebody actually in the game. So it's like you learn how to talk to women, okay, cool, cool, cool. But when you really talking to the women, you seeing like, okay, I'm seeing stuff in real time that if I was to talk to Joe from down the street who need to learn how to talk to women, he wouldn't even know. It's like trying to explain how sex feel to somebody who never has sex. You can't do it. Well, I mean, I'm a poet a little bit now, so I could probably put it into words. I probably could do it, but they still wouldn't know. They still wouldn't know. They still wouldn't know.
And as coaches, we support our clients in taking action on their money, and we use them taking action as another step in their growth and another step of their learning. And the whole purpose of that is that what awareness are we gaining so that we can then take even better and more informed steps and actions for ourselves. So I want you to think about that. I want you to tag us with your answer or go ahead and leave us a comment. And let's really try to identify when we're learning something and also when we're taking action on it so we can separate the two. I believe financial coaching is the best and most rewarding way to make a living. I truly love what I do. If you're ready to learn and see how to become a profitable, successful financial coach, check us out at Financial Coaching.
That's interesting. So she gave a little spin on how being able to decipher when you're learning versus being able to decipher when you're acting. And that's important. I'll go ahead and agree. That's important. It's very important. It's a small, slight step from each other, but when you're learning, you're taking in. When you're acting, you're giving out. You're expressing. You're going forward. You're pushing. So it is a slight difference. It's there. Uh, Action is action. Action is action. So I like her. You know what I'm saying?
Hi, everybody. I'm
understanding where to put that money that I try to talk to stylists about.
That's great, because you're right. Sometimes that conversation, I mean, we don't know the questions to even ask.
Very true.
And you can, I mean, I think you can wonder who to go to, who is going to be reputable, who's going to not take advantage.
Yeah, and who to trust, right? Not take advantage, who to trust.
The trust.
At the end of the day.
Yeah, and that is a really big piece of it, I think, because there are so many options, and it gets a little dizzying. So, what do you think needs to change in their understanding of finance? The barbers, the cosmetologists, the beauty school students. What do you think needs to change for them to better understand finance?
The process of money, like everybody talks about, okay, you got to make money, or they talk about budgeting, making money, pay your bills, and then save some money, and then invest some money. Well, I think differently in that regard. I think the first thing you got to do is make your money. True. But
I think most people they lose on step number one, because you got to be able to take money to make money, and then you got to make money to take money. But he said the word budget, and I want to type that in on the synonym app. Budget. Budget means to be reasonable. To ration. So if I got $30, if I got $30 or $40, I got $700. It would make sense to me to write down the next 4 to 5 to 10 things that I want to do or buy, because you gotta stack your ideas towards the next layer of success. Because it wouldn't make sense if I said, "Oh, I got 700. Let me go ahead and buy a YouTube camera." Why would you do that? You got an iPhone. That would be retarded, right? And it's not even retarded to everybody, but to me, it'll certainly be stupid, because I can put some here, put some there, and I don't even need a camera. But what I'm saying is, I can just think. This is why writing stuff down is so important, because thinking don't work the same as writing stuff down. So when it comes to budgeting, it's crazy, because I'm having spiritual burps right now. Whenever I do a little journaling or shadow work, I burp, releasing bad energy. Budgeting is like being reasonable. So it's not reasonable to buy a laptop or something you just don't need. So I see that I am ass at money. Because when I was down south, I had a job and I was making like what, 800 every 2 weeks. And all that money was going to rent. Not all of it, a good portion of it though. But I had enough. If I really knew how to budget, I would have been scathing above my means. I would have been right above the surface. But it would have been like a coating above it. It wouldn't have been like I'm balling. I could go buy a flat screen TV. I would have had to work. So I'm not scared of hard work, but I see how indirectly that can happen if you don't pay attention logically and look at every little sector of money. money could turn into, it could take the form of a solid, or it could take the form of like a liquid, and it could kind of like trick you away from it. If you're not kidding, like you could slip and be like, oh man, where I just paid rent, now I just did this, and now I gotta wait 2 more weeks just to pay, and then here they come again. Oh, you know, we gotta pay this much this month. Now you behind, and it's not even that you behind, but it's that you're not necessarily thinking forward enough. That's all. It get crazy out here. So reasonable is to, in my opinion, is always to spend less than half. That's what I feel. I'm not sure if that's facts, but I feel like to spend less than half. So if I got 700, half of 700 is 350. So spending less than 350, if you could get everything you need for less than half, then you're ahead. It's simple, but it's reverse psychology, which makes it seem not simple, but it's really simple. Is right there, but you got to see it to trust it. Because people don't trust what they don't see. Like that's why people scared of the dark. Like, oh, like I don't trust it. It's the same room. You was just in here all day.
The next thing you got to do is pay yourself first.
Pay yourself.
Don't put the bills and the expenses ahead of you. Because at the end of the day, even when we do that, even when we work and pay the bills, we find enough money to save and do the things we want to do. Because our business allows us to work a little harder. You know, if I got a trip, then normally I take 5, 6 clients a day. I may take 8 clients a day for the next week because I know we need some extra money when I get ready to go to Hawaii. So we have that opportunity to play with our ability to make more money, but we put everything ahead of us. And it should be income, profit, then expenses, not the other way around, because you'll always find a way to pay your bills. But at the end of the day, paying the credit card, paying off the car, and all those things doesn't benefit you as much as paying yourself first would benefit you. And I use an example. I talk about saving money in the sense of like a house. Everybody wants to pay off their house, as opposed to making enough money to make sure that I've got income to pay the mortgage forever. Because even if you pay off the house, you still got bills. So gas, light, electricity, all that stuff is still there. And understanding the difference between assets and liabilities. Assets bring income, liabilities cost. So you want to put as many assets on your side as possible. And for us in this industry, we don't understand that, and that's what I'm trying to help.
And when you say pay yourself first, is that money is the money that you're saying, that's the money you're going to have those conversations about. That's the money that you're going to look at saving, investing, whatever needs to happen.
Yeah, I mean, I talk to, like I said, I teach. So I talk to a lot of students. And for my students, I get them to understand. And, I get them to understand what I call a tip plan. And if, most of the stylists out there will tell you, if you ask most stylists out there, how much money would you have if you just would have saved your tips when you started in this business? And all of them are going to be like, man, you just think of how much it is. And I talk about a tip plan with my stylists. And here's the tip plan. We talk about paying yourself first, or at least dedicating money $25 a day. You working 5 days a week. That's $125.
All right, bro. I think bro very, very wise, but he doing too much. You know what I'm saying? And this the first video on finances. We don't need all that wisdom right now. Not yet. You know what I'm saying? We only need basics on financial literacy. The word literacy means scholarship, knowledge, schooling. We need basics. We don't need talking about like we're not trying to edge yet. Like, we're not talking about like if I cut hair on the side, I already know if I'm getting a $5 tip, that's five. You know what I'm saying? I already know, but that's not necessarily what this video is about. So financial literacy let me find a video on that before this video ends. Financial literacy.
Today, I want to give you the 5 pillars of financial literacy. Number 1, earn. Guys, during our wealth building years, we have to earn. Number 2, save and invest. We should be taking 20% of everything we make and investing it in assets.
That's another thing. I'm not good at percentages. I never really quite in math took like I know what a percentage is. If I said, oh, well, I be using percentages all the time with like the way I think, like to like estimate how much of a gauge something is. Like, oh, like, you know, out of 100, 1 out of 100, if you gauge it, you break it down like that, like, oh, you know, how much did she like you, bro? Oh, like about a 50%, 90%, or how harsh is your, whatever. Oh, at a 40%, like you can kind of get like a measure, psychological measure, but when it comes to like really knowing what the actual number is, like okay, bet I got $700. What would be 20% of 700? How do you find 20% of 700? Do you divide out? Like, how do you do that? It's like point something, right? I don't even remember it. But once you break that down, then whatever that chunk is, he's saying to invest that, right? That's what he's saying.
We should be taking 20% of everything we make and investing it in assets that will multiply our money. So first of all, I will have to type in the word asset. I know asset means like a good thing, liability is a bad thing. So an asset is an advantage, a blessing. So we got to know what our assets are, obviously, but what is your assets? Psychologically thinking, that's like, oh, well, maybe if I buy some new clippers or if I buy some this or something to go towards my side hustles. $20 of everything we earn should go towards our assets. My assets are my side hustles. A lot of people do shout outs on YouTube, like people who got a lot of subscribers and stuff like that. They do shout outs. So that's a side hustle. I think I'm gonna start trying to do that. When I reach 1K or closer to 1K, I'm gonna go ahead and start doing that. Instagram and all that shout outs type stuff. That's in my opinion, that's a simple, simplistic, nice,
smooth, easy way to make a couple dollars. You feel what I'm saying? So
Number three, protect. Guys, we should always have.
so I can invest in my YouTube channel by, I guess, maybe even hitting up one of these famous YouTubers that just became famous that do this shout out thing I was just talking about. I think Phil Kofer be doing it, and you can hit him up with like a portion of money, 20% out of. So if I got 700 right here, I don't know what 20% of that is, but if you hit up another YouTuber, hey yo, bro, can you shout out my YouTube channel? That's flipping. That's the what he's talking about. Investing 20% of what you've earned into assets. The asset would be this YouTube channel. That would be the asset, which falls into the category of my side hustles. So any asset would be like school. You could invest in school. You could invest into your businesses. You could invest into your career, your LLC. If you want to drive trucks or you want to learn how to do lashes, you could invest in that. But even just putting 20%, it's about knowing how can I invest into it, because it don't gotta be going to the school and doing all that, which may cost $500 or to 1,000. But it may be taking $100 and hitting up a girl who do lashes already and having her promote your stuff in her way so that you can bring more revenue of people, because all money ain't fine. It ain't all money. Money is eyes and ears and people's five senses. That's money, because once I'm getting the people to tune in, you know, that's more people that know you. You can't. That's marketing and stuff, promotion and stuff.
3 to 6 month emergency fund tucked away to protect ourselves in the event we lose our job or we get sick and can't work. Number four, spend. We all have to spend, guys, but how we spend is what's important. We shouldn't be spending to make other people wealthy. We should be spending and investing to make us wealthy. And then number
Mhm.
five, borrow. Guys, we have good debt and bad debt. Good debt puts money in your pocket, bad debt takes money out of your pocket. Those are your 5 financial pillars. Peace. Today I want to give.
I like that. So borrow is a sneaky one, because borrowing has to that's the like the number 4 or the last one he did. And like he said, borrowing could be bad or good. And I like that because first thing first, like when I think about money, last thing I want to think about is borrowing anything. But he's showing you that universally we're all borrowing some type of way in the first place, because we're nothing but energy borrowing from energy. The air that you just breathed in, someone exhaled, but you wouldn't even think that like that. But that's the truth. Some the money you about to get tomorrow, or the money that I'm gonna turn this into physical money, or maybe not, whatever I do, but it's gonna be touched thousands to millions of people's hands. So you're never not taking. So when we got the ick and saying, "Oh, well, I don't want to touch this because this touched that person," that's a way to block your blessings. Oh, I don't want to touch this money because this person don't touch it. And I think like that a lot of times. Like, oh, I don't want this because this came through this person's hands, and this because all money ain't good money, but you gotta think and really psychoanalyze that to know who is the good money, who ain't the good money, and you got to see that in black and white. You gotta see that to the core, because otherwise you're gonna miscalculate that. You're gonna miscalculate that. It's too easy to miscalculate that. So knowing who you would borrow from is important. What banks, what citizens in your city, what friends, what you know, because everybody not good for it. You know what I'm saying? That's just life. Everybody not cut out to give you stuff. I think that's one of the lessons I had to learn in life in general. Like everybody's not cut out. You may be wanting so bad for somebody to be cut for something. And that's your downfall right there. But the second you realize they just not cut for it, your whole life just take off. Your whole life just great because you recognized it. And that's kind of how finances is too. You got to be the boss. You got to recognize that this person not good for it, and that's fine. That's not a bad thing.
Say everyone.
But I'm about to end this video right now, and I'll go live again around 10:30. I want to talk more about more finances because that's really right now what I'm just it's just what the phase in my life. It's July. Next month will be August. And we're going to be talking about finances for a while. We're probably going to talk about that for a while. We're going to talk about that for a while. Till next year type deal. Like, it's going to be a little... we're going to obviously touch on everything because that's just what we do. But the money thing, man, I feel like it's such a key element to my life. I never really put my mind there. I never really took advantage of it like that. And I honestly feel like it's open field for everybody. If you develop the conscious and the mindset for it, you can find money everywhere. And people are not as selfish as you think they are. Like people want to give it to you. They don't know what to do with it. Everybody who got it don't know what to do with it. So that's a beautiful thing too, because you could take it and lead in a positive way. And people will let you because guess what? That's what we're supposed to be doing out here. So, and we can also talk about apartments and stuff like that, and all this good stuff. So I'm about to end this video, man. This is a nice talk. Touched up about everything. Shout out to Pretty Nat stopping through. You know what I'm saying? One of my favorite subscribers. And yeah, I'm gonna see y'all a little later. I'm out, man. See ya.